So my name's Richie Campbell and I'm an actor. Wow, good question. So the first, there's like stages I think when I kind of, how to discuss how I became an actor or whatever, but the first stage is basically I live in North London, so like a lady called Pauline Quirk who was in a show called Birds of a Feather, she knew my mum and she basically just said, oh, he's got a lot of energy, just take him to this place called Anna Shears, which is a little drama improvisation group that a lot of people have gone to over the years, like Reggie Yates, Joe Swash, Kathy Burke, loads of people. So I went there on a random one, and then I just started to enjoy just doing improvisations with people. So that's the first time I realised, like, oh, it's acting. I didn't really know that was acting. And then second time I think is when it clicked was at school, I did A-level drama, and my teacher at A-level drama, she knew an actor called Colin Salmon, and he come to our school and he did a little like a basic conversation about what it is to be an actor and all that kind of stuff, and he watched some of our performances, and after he said to me, you're very good, I'll see you out there. And then I didn't really, because he's an actor and because he said, I'll see you out there, that was the first time I was like, oh, this is something that I can actually do. So that's how the journey started. And then from there, I went back to Anna's, and she was also an agent. And so that's how I started to get into it and start doing auditions for like small things like commercials or adverts and little modeling things and stuff like that. So that's how I started the journey. I think it was, so at Anna's, what I liked was that I could go in one week and we could do something like really silly, like I put on accents, like people knew, I used to do a lot of accents and be silly. So we did that, and then the following week I could do something that was quite dramatic and heartfelt or whatever. And we had casting directors come in to see people, see kids and see what they liked. And I went up for a couple of auditions, and I think the first main, I can't even remember what the first job I actually did, it's mad. But the first job on stage, because I did a lot of theatre at the time, that I was the lead in a show called Slam Dunk, and we toured the country, and then we toured Europe as well. And we shut down Hackney Empire. That's when I knew I was an actor, because like there was a whole crowd of people waiting to come in to see this show with 8 or 9 guys playing basketball on stage and telling this story, like it was a Shakespearean story. And that's when it felt a bit rock starry, like, because people were like, we went up 20 minutes late and all that kind of stuff. So being on that show and the reception that I got was the one that was like, okay, this is it, and then I can pursue this. So that was the first time it clicked that I'm an actor. Yeah, I think it's important, man. I think anyone could, I say anyone, but a lot of people can just rock up and do the job. It's about what you're doing with it, I think. It's like anything, you have to kind of have a training and understanding of what you're doing. And it's important because I think that's what gives you the longevity in this industry. I think, some people are lucky to come in for a route that isn't drama school, open auditions, all that kind of stuff, which is great because you're getting real people coming into the industry. But I think the problem with the industry when they do that is that sometimes you get spat out, that you don't really know where to go next. And I think if you've kind of come in that way and you kind of continue to learn on the job and get some training, it helps you navigate the rest of the system. So you don't feel like you can just do that particular job, you can go and do something else, or you feel comfortable within your skills to do other things. So it's important, it's invaluable. I think you should get some training, some sort, whatever it is, even if it's not drama school per se, even if it's a thing of just understanding what Shakespeare is, or what, I don't know, what it is to be on stage, or what it is to do other things in our industry, because there's voiceovers, there's animation, there's loads of different things. But I think if you get an understanding of it, it really helps for your longevity within the career. Yeah, I guess the easy way to describe it is that you can't you might have a skill, which is great, and you might have a talent, and it's about where you need to put that talent. And in the industry, it's hard for people to see your talent if you're not kind of making those little steps, if that makes sense. So you have to kind of put it out there. So you have to, it's hard to explain, but it's almost like you could be a brilliant rapper, but you have to show that you are lyrical. You have to show that you've got this pathway, that you know what you want to do. You have to know how you're going to market yourself. And it's the same with acting. It's like you have to kind of have all those elements in place in order to pursue whatever you want to do personally. You can't just turn up and say, yeah, I'm an actor and I can do this, because, you know, there's things within the industry that are standard, like in terms of being on set, understanding how set runs, dialogue, collaboration with directors, understanding the cameras, understanding just the whole being on set. So it's not a thing of just rocking up and saying, yeah, I can do that, because otherwise everyone will be doing it. So it's a case where you have to understand the business, because it is a business at the end of the day. The thing I've learned is that it's always different. It's always different. You can think you know it, but at each element is totally different. I've been on set, massive sets. I did a film called The Mummy with Tom Cruise, and that was huge. And I did literally next to nothing, but like it was massive. The scale of it was huge, and the time that they took on set was much more than like a low budget film that we'd shoot in 2-3 weeks, and you're constantly working. So you really have to kind of understand that it's variables. You have to know like what you're bringing to it and be ready, be on point. That's the one main thing I've learned, because it can change at any given time. So my advice to people or young people coming into the industry is just learn, just take in everything that you're seeing. Like I said, in my world, there's no blueprint. Like you can do, there's set procedures within the industry, but there's no blueprint to success, or there's no blueprint to getting in or anything like that. So the best thing is, as soon as you get in the door, it's like, look at the room, look at the whole room, understand everyone's role, understand everything, and see where you can place yourself in that, and then see what you can learn and how you can maneuver in it. So that the next one, you're slightly prepared and you know how to maneuver in that room, and so on and so forth. It's constantly learning. Is the best advice I can give. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Success is, to me, success is being happy and comfortable with what I'm doing. I made a vow to myself. So like I said, I went to a place called Anna Shears, and the thing that I buzzed off of was that I could go into a room one week and make everyone laugh, and then the following week I can go into the room and make everyone cry. And I vowed to myself to take that on my journey through acting. So for me, acting is constantly doing various different things and pushing myself. Like there's things that I didn't know I could do until I did them. So for me, the success is having that, keeping that, and then executing it, and then moving on to the next. But like for some people, success is doing it at a massive level. Some people, it's just even getting through the door. But I think the point of it is success has to be for you. Like you have to get what you want from success, and basically, what can I say? It's like you just have to be comfortable with your own success and know what it is to you. I think for a lot of people, success is seen as all the luxury stuff that comes with it, or being at the top of your game or whatever, and that is elements of it, but I think ultimately it has to be something that makes you happy and comfortable. I think it's just a case of, like I said, there's no blueprint in this industry. So there's no, you could be up, you could be down, like at any given time. So I don't see the point in not being humble. Like it's not, do you know what I mean? It's not a case of being humble for humble's sake. It's just knowing what you want and being comfortable. And as soon as you know that and you're executing that, everything else falls into place. The other stuff doesn't really matter. If you're going around arrogant and cocky, that's within your nature, or if you're doing it because you think it's success, like like I said, there's no blueprint that can go tomorrow. So I don't see the point in doing that. I just feel, why not just crack on and just get on with what you're doing? Nice question. Just to keep going, because there's a lot of things that can happen. Like there's a lot of outside influences that can happen, good or bad, that can steer you into different directions. And I think the main thing is that, like I said before, the thing that's kept me going is the fact that I said to myself at 14, 15 years old, do you know what, Rich? I like being able to do things that I didn't think I could do. So let me just keep that, and let me just keep that and keep working and keep going. So if there is a job that is, for example, a comedy character that I'm creating, and I don't know how to do it, let me just try. Let me just try and do it. And if it's a serious period drama, and you know, usually black people aren't in period dramas, that kind of stuff, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, I don't know, but let me just try it, because it's something that I've always wanted to do. And so I would just do it. And so for myself, like always when I go back to situations where I feel like, I'm not sure, can I do it? I always go back to that same question, that is, Rich, does it make you happy? Do you want to try it? Is it going to push you? And it gets you where you need to get to. So the question the advice I'd always give to myself is to just keep going and believe. Just keep going and believe. Yo, this is Richie Campbell saying like and subscribe to Inside Success Magazine. Peace.